everybody. How is everybody doing today? It's your girl, Coach Jane Njogu, and I'm excited to be here today to unpack a topic that has come my way for the last couple of weeks, months. We have been having discussions with friends, colleagues, and even family around this topic and its impact in our lives. I am talking about self forgiveness. Why is self forgiveness important to us? So I will start by defining self-forgiveness. What is self-forgiveness? What does self-forgiveness mean to you or to me? According to the dictionary, self-forgiveness involves letting go of the feelings and emotions linked with what went wrong. So we get upset. Actually, you don't get upset with a cup falling down. There are those feelings that come to us when a cup falls down. So we're talking about detaching ourselves from all these feelings that are linked with what went wrong. Amazingly, when we hold a grudge on someone, our reasons are clear. When I'm mad at you for something, when I tell my husband or somebody else that I'm really mad at you, the reasons are clear why I'm mad, because the next question they're going to ask is, why are you mad at me? And then you're going to explain you did da 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 da. That is very clear when you are mad at someone. And once these people they forgive, they apologize. We tend to forgive them. Amends are made. When we were children, we used to do the pinky finger, friends forever. I'm sorry, I will not do that again. And kalas, it's done. Things are mended. But when you look, when you're mad at yourself, when I'm angry at Jenny, there's so many emotions involved with this. There's so many tiny bitty things that are under there. I'm talking about the shame that comes with it. I'm talking about me beating myself over, violating my own values. I'm talking about, there are those small things that come with us being mad at ourselves. If somebody tells you, I'm really upset with myself, there's that expression that comes in the face. There's that way they look when they say that. Other than saying, I'm really upset at Jane. There's a difference in that, because when you are upset with yourself, the emotions they come from deep within your heart. You really feel like you've let yourself down. Okay? So it goes online. If you go online, a couple of research work shows that lack of forgiveness is emotionally harmful, as it is associated with effects such as resentment, hatred, fearfulness, hostility, depression, among other things. So imagine you having hatred, resentment, all this emotion wallowing up on your body. Imagine all these emotions sitting on your shoulders, in your heart, and all over your body. So self forgiveness can be rewarding. That's the good news. And here are some reasons why. Number one, it increases productivity. When you learn to forgive yourself, you allow yourself to release the past and recognize that it's okay to make mistakes. With this in mind, you get motivated to even do better than last time. So when you have the mindset that it's okay for me to make mistakes, I am only human, you know. So it gives me that motivation to move and do better than last time. The next one is it gives identity. Self forgiveness allows you to become the person you want to be, as you have accepted your past mistakes and let them go. It allows us to replace the statement, oh man, I used to be good at running, and now I replace the statement with I am good at running. Self forgiveness, it gives us the identity that we stop wallowing in the past and we start living in the present. Number three, it provides room for healthier relationship. Oh yes, relationship is the scope of everything. Once we master the art of forgiving ourselves, we start attracting positive attitudes around us. In coaching, we say that what we recognize in others, it mirrors what we have within ourselves. What we see in others is it mirrors what we see, like what we hold within ourselves. So in other words, what I'm saying is some of the grudges we pick with other people are a mere reflection of what is in our inner world. Sometimes we just pick a fight for the sake of picking a fight. Even your opponent will be like, what did I do? But you are just finding a reason to be mad at this person. So the next one is emotional well-being. Yes. Self forgiveness allows us to produce positive emotions. Yes, it's all about the positive emotions. We want to have the positive energy, we want to illuminate, we want to shine. It starts by forgiving ourselves. Because when we forgive ourselves, all those emotions you mentioned before about hatred, all these things that are holding us down, they just go. So you become free, you start eliminating all these positive energy, and we start being kinder to ourselves. Yes, we start loving ourselves more. In return, this helps us reduce issues such as anxiety and depression. Healing. Sadly, most of us are stuck in the past, which is fine. We live in the present, but most of our actions are influenced by the past. So, having a past is fine, but allowing the past to influence our present behavior is where the problem is. Because when we allow the past to influence our present behavior, then we are not moving forward. We are still living 10 years ago, 5 years ago. We are still living, or our behavior is still influenced by what happened back then. So once we accept our past and leave it where it belongs, we start healing. Yes, I have a past. I accept my past and I forgive myself. So I know that past exists, but I leave it there. Yesterday is a past. I don't need to beat myself over it. No. Today is my present. So I need to live in my present right now. So let go of your past. Let it stay where it's supposed to be. That's why it's called the past. And then live the moment. Enjoy the moment. Illuminate the moment. Show the positive emotions in the moment. Yeah? And then the next one is freedom. So self healing and emotional well being, they bring about freedom. When we release all this negative energy from ourselves, when we allow them to go or remain in the past, we get the freedom. We get this massive freedom. We feel free. That's why you see when you start changing your posture, your head is up, and all these things. The next thing is self confidence. Yes, I am a living testimony that when you forgive yourself, your confidence goes a notch higher, which is very true. I started practicing self forgiveness a couple of years back, and self forgiveness a couple of years back, and I can testify to that. It really works. It allows you to to move a notch higher. I experienced the freedom. I experienced my emotion well, all this positive energy started wallowing down my body. I started illuminating people around me. I started becoming the vibe. You know what I mean? You just becoming the vibe, other than being like, oh, you're always sinking down. So it gives you self confidence because it encourages you to have a resilient mindset. So when you forgive yourself, you start developing the resilient mindset, which builds up compassion and the confidence. Okay? So when you learn to forgive both yourself and others, you build the foundation of your wall. Okay. Right now, I know how to filter out all the toxicity that I want to come near me. There are those things that when they reach my wall barrier, they just bounce back because I have already started building the foundation of my wall, which is what I would encourage you to do. Start by practicing to forgive yourself so that you can build the foundation of your wall. So I know you're looking at me and like, so how do I do this? How do I start doing the self forgiveness thing? So my top three tips would be: understand that you're not perfect. Nobody is perfect. Nobody on this earth is 100% perfect. And number two, you have to remember that there's nothing like failure on this world. I know when we were young, we used to be told you failed, you're a failure, and these things that started sticking in our mind. So I want you to understand that there's nothing like failure. You only learn in the process. So whatever that didn't come the way you wanted it, it wasn't a failure. Don't beat yourself up. Learn from that thing, and by having that mindset, that resilient mindset, it allows you to even eliminate yourself more. Okay? The other thing is, when you feel you're upset with yourself, understand clearly why you're upset with yourself. So back then, when I was doing my journey of self-healing, um, I started like looking down, like, why am I even mad at myself? And some of the reasons why I was mad at myself, they were really funny. I was even wondering, why am I even mad? Why am I even upset over this? Because when you look at some things, when you do the FBI check, the cobweb and all that, you come to realize that some of them, they're just let me just, for lack of a better word, let me just say nonsense. So when you check where the problem is coming from, why you're upset, you'll find like a breakthrough. Let me call it a breakthrough. And then finally find a way to close that door. Yes, I am upset over this, but I need to find a way to close that door. I need to move on. Because what we do, as we mentioned before, we stay in the past, and staying in the past is what sinks us down most of the time. So find a way on how you can close that door, move on. Just like a relationship. If you've lived long enough, like I have 3 decades, you will know that once a relationship is done, you just close that door and move on. You don't look back, because the moment you look back, there's always something that comes from that. It's like, I don't know what to call it, but the moment you decide to look back, you find yourself like you regretting why you even looked back. The same thing as this. Once you forgive yourself, close that door and move on. So self-forgiveness involves us shifting our mindsets and remembering that we are in control of our thoughts and our moods. If you choose to have a positive thoughts and positive moods, good for you. If you choose to maintain the negative thoughts and the negative moods, boo. So it is a process where you choose to acknowledge and accept what happened, because it did. And once you acknowledge it happened, close that door and move on. You may need time to process, which is okay, but remember that processing and ruminating over something, they're two different things. Processing allows you to learn valuable lessons about something. Processing allows you to learn valuable lessons about yourself. It allows you to understand your values. Ruminating over something, you just beat yourself over it. You start drinking, you start, doing things that even you don't even understand why you're doing that. Okay, so understand the process. It might take time, which is fine. You're the only one who can forgive yourself. You who is watching me today, you are in charge. Nobody else can teach you the art of forgiveness. You have to start by forgiving yourself, and once you learn to forgive yourself, you will be able to forgive other people. Learning to be self-forgiving requires practice, as I mentioned before. Yes, take small steps and enjoy the process. Understand the process. Don't ruminate over it, but take it as a process. And with time, you will notice and appreciate the little things. You will feel more relaxed and happier. Choose to practice self-forgiveness. Well, that's all I had for you today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned one or two things, if not everything. Until the next video, please like, share, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.